What does healthcare reform really mean? That's the question the Raleigh Chamber of Commerce is trying to help businesses understand. Today they hosted a forum with healthcare experts explaining what to expect now that the legislation is passed. You can watch the entire forum at our website. Go to WRAL.com and search hot links. Chronic kidney disease. It's also called CKD. It affects 26 million Americans, and millions of others don't even realize they are at risk.
And diabetes is the #1 cause of end-stage kidney disease requiring dialysis. Dr. Alan Mask is here now with some tips that could help save your life. So kidneys are very important to good health.
Deborah, they're so essential. In fact, that's why the Divine Maker gave us 2 of them and actually brought a model here to show everybody. This is about the size of a kidney. We're finding it in a man about my size. We'd also like to show you a graphic to demonstrate some of the anatomy of the kidney. You can see from the graphic that we're about to show here that the blood goes in through the renal artery. The waste products called urine collects in the calyces and goes down the ureters. The blood exits through the renal vein. The urine goes down to the bladder, of course, is then excreted out.
Let's talk about the risk factors for CKD.
Well, if you go to any kidney dialysis facility, people are there for 2 reasons. Number 1, diabetes, and number 2, high blood pressure. So we've really got to be cognizant of that. There's a study called the UK PDS study that showed that if you can reduce your hemoglobin A1C by 1%, you significantly reduce your risk of eye and kidney disease. Also, high blood pressure is the second most common cause of CKD. You want to keep your blood pressure less than 120/80. Remember that number. And of course, family history. Not much you can do about that, but you need to be aware of it.
So what are the symptoms to look for, and how is this diagnosed?
Deborah, not really a lot of symptoms until the later stages. In fact, the National Kidney Foundation says there are 3 things we should principally look for. Number 1, what is your blood pressure? Again, trying to keep it less than 120/80. Number 2, looking for protein in the urine. Protein is not commonly seen in the urine. If we see it, it can mean big problems. And finally, very, very important, something called the GFR serum creatinine. The GFR basically expresses how well your kidneys are taking out waste products, if you will. That formula takes into consideration your age, your weight, your gender, and the serum creatinine. It's also used for staging kidney disease.
Let's talk about the treatment options.
Well, it's just keeping your numbers normal. We talk about that all the time from the set. You want to make sure your numbers are good. Number 1, your blood pressure is good. You keep your blood sugar preferably between about 80 and 100 fasting. Keep a normal hemoglobin A1C, which should be less than 6. Also, a couple of medications called ACE inhibitors and ARBs. They're normally blood pressure medications, but we found that they significantly improve the blood flow in the kidneys. You take them if we find protein in your urine. We know that we can reduce the protein in the urine by 50% by taking these medications. Please remember those 2 names, ACE inhibitors and ARBs. And finally, an eye exam. We can't look inside the kidneys, but we can look inside the eyes to look at the blood vessels. That gives us a good idea of what's happening inside the kidneys. The retinopathy from the eyes goes parallel to what we see in the kidneys. Also, one final note here, make sure to stay away from a lot of excessive NSAIDs, ibuprofen, aspirin, and Aleve. And also, don't smoke. For more information, go to our website at WRAL.com.
And don't take these for granted.
Absolutely.
Got it. Thank you, Dr. Mask.